Now, wow, this whole thing started like a joke when people said that the crude oil that we have has been given out as a collateral, that there's nothing to even sell out to make money, that every crude that is being taken from Nigeria are just a kind of a repayment. They have used it to collect loan. It's like a collateral. We thought, people just make all these allegations and all of that, but every day is becoming clearer. The Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria, Pengasan, has explained the reason behind the struggles of the Nigeria National Petroleum Company Limited in supplying crude oils to an indigenous refinery owned by Aliko Dangote. Another excuse has started again. Another excuse has started. That is it. Speaking in a recent Channels interview, Channels TV interview that Sahara reporters monitored on Thursday, Pengasem President Festus Eusifu stated that the NNPC does not have enough crude to supply to Dangote refinery due to a loan taken by the previous government of Muhammadu Buhari with the mineral resources used as a collateral. He said, "We have very robust insight into what is happening today, into the price war that is going on between the Dangote refinery as well as the government, represented by NNPC, and in this case, and maybe I can share very few of them with us. What clearly happened was that Dangote built its refinery. Of course, we are aware of that. They started discussing crude supply. The first thing is that in the oil and gas industry, it is highly regulated industry." Usifo explained. What those companies said is if Dangote refinery want them to supply them immediately, it should pay some premium. So the issue of premium was what led to the initial conversation around the Dangote refinery and the allegation that they were not supplying the refinery crude. This is because most of these companies were asking for premium coming to the parts of NNPC, and we should get this clearly. NNPC also has its own crude. Some years ago, the Buhari government, they went to Afrism. They borrowed money, and this money that they borrowed, some of these crews were tied to pay back this money. So literally, what Dangote should have done is that you should have started discussing crude supply 5 years ago. You don't start discussing crude supply since 6 months into production. Usifo has also said that the decision not to buy fuel from Dangote refinery directly, but rather from the NNPCL, was due to a pricing disparity between the cost at which the NNPCL buys PMS and the prices it sells to independent marketers. He noted that there were instances that the NNPC might purchase PMS at approximately 950 naira but end up selling to independent markets at around 700 naira, which helps to reduce the price at which the NNPC would have otherwise bought the fuel. He said major marketers would buy directly from Dangote refinery at a price similar to NNPCL purchase, but would need to sell it at a higher price, potentially over 1,000 naira. Independent marketers prefer to purchase from NNPCL to take advantage of the lower prices, he said. There must be story upon story upon story upon story. The question we should be asking that the money that this Buhari's government borrow, what did they use it for? What are the tangible things that Nigerians can really see or hold on to, that this is what or where they spent the money on? It's just unfortunate. They borrowed money. You get where they no borrow. They were borrowing and borrowing, as at that time people were complaining. They said, oh, they have not reached the threshold that we were still in the, in between where we can continue to borrow. Now, where's the money? Where's the money they borrow? The same Buhari was talking at Obasanjo, that Obasanjo, where is the money? Where is the 16 billion whatever they use for electricity? No light, no money. What is happening now? Nigerians need to be saved and delivered from these killers in office. When all these excuses come to an end, Ojoamo, if you ask me, who I go call hard? Since the completion of the Dangote refinery, it is one story or the other. Even the Port Harcourt own that they said they are going to finish, they cannot finish it. It's unfortunate. Oh. Very, very unfortunate. I told you people, stop rejoicing. Anything these guys tell, if they tell you, or this, the president or the government tells you, if you go and believe it, you're at your own peril. I used to believe them, but now I don't believe them again. Oh. Whatever, it's just like devil. Now they will promise you one thing. If he does one thing for you, will collect 20 things from you. Believe them at your own peril. Whatever you think they're doing to the masses, if it's not even going to go around. It's just something that they will give to few individuals that will not even transform to the betterment of the lives of the people they are giving. That is exactly what they do. That is even they want to do some things. Excuses upon excuses. There's nothing we cannot even hear in Nigeria. The man was not so jealous, wicked, bitter, and so narrow-minded to bring the South down. But unfortunately, God is bigger than all of us. What is this one talking about? Meaning that Wike is right when he said on Channel TV that if this present government should tell you a bit of what they inherited from Buhari government, you will weep. Go and sit down. You know, no. Nobody you go join them. They don't know. When people were saying it, is it today? People knew all this, but the same people that said if they release, but they were telling people that people should keep quiet, that they were just jealous because they could not win election. We are all here when Buhari used the future of unborn Nigerians as collateral for loans. The consequences of 8 years of Buhari is today hardship. What a country we feel wake up one day, find out say presidency don't use all of us as collateral collect loan. Every day Buhari this, Buhari that. So which excuse excess revenue are the 3 tiers of government sharing every month in our crude? They are sharing money. They're still sharing. Where did they see money? There was a country Buhari should have not even happened in the first place. The hatred for Jonathan brought such calamity. Which infrastructure did the terrorists use the loan facility to do in Nigeria? No wonder Tinubu, who is the successor, promised his Yoruba people that he will continue from where his friend stops, which is continue looting of a treasury. So guys, let's say your opinion and have your take on this.